Hello, dear viewers. Kanfuong is very pleased to bring you the hottest information that we've just updated, and the following are detailed information. We invite you to follow June 10 local time, the protest movement against the immigration policy of the President Donald Trump administration has spread to at least 24 cities across the United States, attracting thousands of participants. Members recorded large crowds of protesters, including New York, Chicago, Ice, Illinois, Atlanta, Ice, Georgia. Specifically, June 9th, U.S. time protests in Los Angeles continue to escalate as protesters and law enforcement officers continue to clash in the city center in various ways. The New York Times reported on June 10th that law enforcement officers in Los Angeles used flashbangs, foam bullets, and other tactics to push protesters out a city administrative complex. According to U.S. media, authorities fired tear gas from the corner of Los Angeles and East Temple Streets toward a bridge located in the city center. During the process, some protesters took photos off the scene but were pushed to the ground by several officers under the suppression of law enforcement. Protesters spread out to surrounding areas. Many protesters and some agitators set fires and fired flowers in several areas. In the city center, the tense situation did not stop, forcing Mayor Karen Bass to announce a curfew in the city center from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. the next day to be applied daily, while in Chicago and Atlanta, protesters in the thousands marched around locations in the city center and chanted slogans against the IS Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency and Mr. Trump. In some places, protesters tensely confronted police, but no violence. Tense atmosphere was evident in New York City as hundreds of protesters gathered in FY Square, not far from the ICE headquarters and the city's main immigration office. Around 6 p.m., hundreds began marching through nearby streets. Riot police were called into the crowd and arrested several people. Earlier on June 7th, more than 100 people gathered at the site and clashed with police as they tried to block an IC vehicle carrying detained immigrants. Police said 22 people had been arrested in the incident as it entered June 9. The situation remained tense as protesters stormed the main lobby of Trump Tower, the Trump Corporation's iconic skyscraper. At least 24 people had been arrested in the incident, although violence had been more or less present. But overall, the situation in New York remains considerably calmer than in Los Angeles, where police have used tear gas and beanbag bullets against protesters. New York Mayor Eric Adams said he does not think Mr. Trump will send troops to New York. Mr. Adams, who was the former head of the New York Police Department, NYPD, said the force has the resources and experience to control any situation. Mr. Kung stressed that he will, together with the current NYPD leader Jess Catty, respect the people's right to demonstrate peacefully and not to allow violence or lawlessness. Batis stressed that any attack on the police will face an immediate and decisive response. Since the protests began and spread on June 6th, more than 350 people have been arrested by law enforcement in at least 5 major cities. Although many clashes between police and protesters have been tense, generally most marches were peaceful and contained to a small corner of the cities. The only exception was Los Angeles, where many areas of the protests turned violent and rioted and burned down the city's police department. LAPD arrested more than 160 people on charges including failure to comply with a dispersal order, assault with a dangerous weapon, attempted murder with a Molotov cocktail. Theft arrests also took place in Austin, Dallas, Texas, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Boston, Massachusetts, and Atlanta. June 10th local time. While speaking in honor of soldiers at Ford Park, North Carolina, Mr. Trump called Los Angeles a desert and promised to liberate the city in the face of growing unrest. June 10th, many countries have issued security warnings and taken measures to protect their citizens. China's consulate in Los Angeles has advised its citizens to strengthen security measures, personal safety. Japan's foreign ministry also urges its citizens to be cautious ahead of protests over U.S. President Donald Trump's immigration policies. In South Korea, foreign ministry holds emergency consular meeting with foreign missions in Los Angeles to discuss measures to protect citizens in Australia. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese condemns the shooting of a television reporter in the leg with a rubber bullet while reporting on